Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Crypto Conversation. My name is Akshay Singh, and this week it's gonna be the last episode of Crypto Conversation. But fear not, we gonna be bringing you the Crypto Conversation starting next year onwards, or you can say next month onwards in the next season with a new revamp structure and the content piece to get you guys and keep you guys engaged. Now, being said that, in today's session we are going to explore the remaining part of the metaverse. So if you remember, we had a session, we did had a conversation earlier around metaverse as well, wherein we went into uh, metaverse sandbox metaverse project, and we tried to explore how the marketplace looks like, what the avatar and the land play map looks like. And today we'll be taking it a notch further, and we will be exploring a real virtual metaverse today. And we will also be exploring some buzz around the gaming projects like gaming cryptos, wherein you play games and you earn cryptos around that, and our regular weekly Bitcoin and Ethereum price analysis, which all of you, keenly wait for. So all of this is going to be happening in today's session, and we will definitely be wrapping this season of Crypto Conversation on a really high note. So really glad to have all of you here. And before I go ahead and share my screen and we start exploring metaverse, a quick brief for all of you who are joining, who may be watching this video for the first time, or who may be tuning in on the Crypto Conversation for the first time. If not today, maybe in the future. So, what is metaverse? Again, quite a buzzword, in the cryptocurrency industry. Mostly everyone is talking about it, right? And you do hear news coming up every now and then from some major company or some brand who are either setting up their own metaverse or planning to explore what metaverse is all about and bring some sort of metaverse offering or solution for the mainstream users, right? So what basically metaverse is, in a very simple word, it's, think of it as a digital world, right? Wherein you can have a digital character. There can be digital cities, there can be digital towns, there can be digital stadiums wherein events can happen. There can be virtual or digital meeting rooms where conferences can happen, and much, much more. It can even have digital schools where education can happen. So think of a digital world like a gaming world, wherein your digital avatar can own pieces, not only just own pieces of that world as an asset or as a collection, but at the same time gets to also interact with the economy of that particular community or virtual world, and either contribute to that economy from their end, or gain something out of that economy for themselves. So basically it's a virtual world wherein you can do all sorts of things. You can move from one virtual world to another if you don't like, right? So all sort of crazy things, and that is all possible, or you can say at the base of it, NFTs are the building blocks, right? That plays, and that is what we will be talking about, why NFT plays a key element in the metaverse, or how they will be playing that. So being said that, now without any further ado, let me just quickly go ahead and share my screen, and let's get started on exploring a metaverse today. All right. So here we go. Okay. So, one of a popular metaverse, or even to get started, right? For those of you who, who might be seeing this website for the first time, you can always head over to CoinMarketCap to, figure out or explore certain categories of cryptos, right? So here you will be going in the metaverse. Okay, and when you will click on the metaverse, you will get all the list of the existing or projects who are currently working on a metaverse project in some way or the other, right? So the list is quite long, and for today we will be picking up Decentraland, and that is what we will be exploring. So in the last metaverse exploration, we explored Sandbox, and in today we will be jumping into Decentraland and exploring how the metaverse actually looks and feels like. And along with Decentraland, there is another metaverse come gaming verse, you can say, which we'll be exploring today as well, and that is Minds of Dalarnia. And let's just jump in without wasting any further time, and we will straight away go to Decentraland and see how we can explore and jump into that. So I'm just gonna hit close this tab because I've already have a tab open here. So I'm just gonna come in here, and you can either start by clicking on start exploring, or you can simply get click on get started, and it will get you started. So we're just gonna go with the flow here, and obviously, in order to access metaverse, any metaverse, you will need a wallet, right? It can be a native wallet of that project. It can be a MetaMask wallet that you may need, or in certain on certain platforms as well. Yes, you can continue as a guest as well. So for those of you who don't know how to set up a MetaMask wallet, we really recommend you to check out the video that we have covered in the crypto conversation previously. The link will be available in the description below, and you can learn how to set up your MetaMask wallet so that you can interact with NFT and Metaverse as and when you go on your exploration, right? Uh, for this walkthrough, we're gonna just select, we're just gonna play as a guest, and that's how we're gonna continue. There may come an error here and there on my screen, but please bear in mind that these metaverse can be heavy in terms of the processing power that they utilize for you to provide the experience that you are looking forward to. So apart from that, you should be good to go. So yes, you may need a really not a really powerful laptop, but a decent system you will need in order to at least explore a metaverse so that your system doesn't crash or hang. And while it is loading all the images and the sounds, let's just quickly check what it is. Says Mana is Decentraland's virtual currency. You can use it to buy land and other premium items, vote on key policies, and pay platform fees. So, Decentraland, basically, as I said, it's a virtual world, right? Which a digital world wherein you can go with your digital avatar and you can explore things in a digital virtual setting, right? However, one of the coolest thing about Decentraland is that in order to explore Decentraland, you will need not to, buy a piece of land, right? You can go ahead and start exploring it uh, just free of charge, which is what we're gonna do. We are doing today, and you can explore it free of charge. And once you get into the metaverse and you are exploring and you like certain things, or you want to explore something further, you can then get into and get to know about the currency Mana, right? And from there you can use that currency if you want to explore how to buy lands and or any virtual asset or any asset which may be available within the uh, virtual world. So just gonna wait for a while here. I'm really sorry about this hiccup. As I said, Metaverse can be uh, heavy to download, at least to get them up and running. So yes, you will need a decent processing power or a system in order to explore them. So yeah, just give me a quick moment here, and we should be up and running. In the meanwhile, while this is being uploaded, and yeah, it is already. So now I hope, yes, you guys can see it fine, right? Yeah, perfect. So you can see, there is some sort of setting which is there in front of us. It says, "Welcome to Genesis Plaza." And the plaza is at the heart of Genesis City. Take a look around and familiarize yourself with the world. So basically, this is a gateway to a virtual world or a metaverse. And I'm really, really excited to get into that and explore it with you guys. And we're just going to click on Got It and just follow the instruction as and when it comes. So here you can see uh, that there is an avatar right in front of me. Okay, you can see I can move the avatar. I can change the camera angle, right? And I am in a sort of a digital setting where I see three billboards in front of me that says classics, events, and crowd, right? And if you look at the back side, there is a Twitter icon and a Discord. Not just only this, I can even move around in this virtual world and see and interact, right? So if I want to interact with this person, I can simply click as it says view profile, and I can check out the details if any detail is available about that person. So this is what a virtual world or a metaverse will basically look like. Now, what is it you're going to use it for? Well, you can use it for digital interactions. You can use it for attending virtual concerts. You can use it for attending events. You can also use it for community get together, and you can do all sorts of things. As you can see that this character has started exploring, and now this character is floating in the metaverse, right? So now, as you can see, we have landed into some another sort of setting apart from the gallery which was available up there, the plaza, right? Now here you can see it's like it's a community setting wherein you can say get a social setting, and here it can be used for gatherings, it can be used to host virtual meetups. You can check out again any art piece that you would like to see virtually. For example, if you see these artworks, right, the one with the Elon holding the Doge puppy, and the NFT kitty cat, crypto kitty image. So these are quite popular artwork in the cryptoverse, right? So all these type of exhibitions you can do. Now, this is what actually a metaverse is, and this is what you will be doing if you will ever get into a metaverse. Do whenever you do get a chance, do check out the Decentraland metaverse. A whole lot of things you can do. You can walk on streets, you can explore, you can check the map, you can meet people, and a lot of things, right? So that being said, we're gonna just jump out of the Decentraland metaverse and continuing the streak. We just gonna jump in to the next metaverse, which is a gaming metaverse, right? Minds of Dalarnia. It's a gaming metaverse wherein it's an action adventure game wherein you mine. You do sort of mining in the game setting, and that's how you go. So the first metaverse we just explored, which is the Mana one, right? Now that you will say, okay, if I'll have some purpose in sort of, let's say attending an event, uh, or attending a conference, or hosting a community event, or maybe hosting an educational session, could be anything, right? For those sort of purposes, you will explore a Decentraland, but there can be sometimes wherein you might be asking that, hey, uh, what if I don't have the purpose and I just want to explore a metaverse for the fun of it, right? and maybe it has gaming elements to it or whatnot, right? And that is where these gaming metaverse or these gaming projects come into picture, and the concepts become really interesting, right? So coming back to the second one now, all you need to do, you can just simply hit the website, which is Minds of or Dalarnia, and if you go through coin market cap, you can search it using uh, the you can search it using the acronym DAR, and you will get the details, and you can simply land onto the website. From there, you can click on play now, and the best part again, it is free to explore. You don't have to buy any token or do anything. You can at least explore the free zone without any charge or paying anything. And in the last in the last session that we did on the sandbox, you remember we spoke about owning the piece of land and the plots, right? The similar concept is more or less goes in this project as well, just like Decentraland and sandbox. And if you are looking to buy plots or anything like that, explore further, so that is available too. Now we just gonna select the free zone, and we click on play, right? And this is one fun application, you can say, right? Or a blockchain project, you can say, wherein it's all fun that you have to do when you play games, right? So again, if you see, this is the type of value these gaming or these metaverse projects may add, or will add in the future, right? Wherein there is this type of mining, right? So if you must have seen, if you must know, a similar to this mine sweeping game, however, it's pretty much more that you can do in that game, was Minesweeper, right? And that is also based on the same concept, wherein you explore the land, explore the territory, and you mine your either minerals or rewards on the way as you go. So as it is happening in this game as well, right? You're mining all these assets and value. Yes, definitely these assets and value can be used to make in-app purchases or in-game purchases, for which usually a player ends up spending some money, right? And apart from that, different games will have different mechanism or economics or value proposition attached to it, wherein for playing the game or spending the time on that game, uh, you are rewarded, just like for a traditional cryptocurrency or blockchain project that you see, wherein you are rewarded for participating in mining or validation or staking of that project, right? In the same way, the more you get involved, the more you do, the more time you spend, or the more the rank, the more you grow or spend value, add or contribute value on any gaming or metaverse network, the more value you should be getting in return, as long as it is baked into the system. Okay. So here, as you can see, then there are other things, there are resources, upgrades. So just like a typical game that we play, right? There is this game, whatever we mine, it is all here. And in order to carry out certain upgrades, you need certain features, or, certain times it has to be paid as well, or you can use these mining things to get paid. Uh, the way, again, as I mentioned, the way any evaluation or the value that you will be getting back from any project, right? It will depend or vary from project to project. Now, if you must have noticed some key factors so far, wherein, be it the metaverse or be it the gaming verse, right? All of them have these pieces, blocks, like Lego pieces, you can say, which when you put them together creates the entire picture, right? So if you look at it, there is a piece of land, right? There is some frenzy and noise around owning a piece of land in metaverse. Then there is a piece or a Lego piece, you can say, of your avatar, right? So NFTs, most of the popular NFT projects that you see, or uh, they are mostly based around avatars, right? Be it crypto punks, or be it board ape yacht club, right? So all these type of these, they are avatar based NFTs that got quite popular in the beginning, and is quite popular even these days in the market. And these are avatar based NFTs. Then the next part that will be there, or the which missing piece you can see say is, could be the staking or the lending or the DeFi piece, which is there in the crypto. Now when you put all of this together, right, it starts creating the entire picture of metaverse that it can run as an economy, right? So for example, certain metaverse can have a very specific condition that, hey, you pay this much cryptocurrency and you own this piece of land. Okay. Another metaverse could have a condition, or maybe a rule wherein that you don't have to pay your crypto directly in order to own a piece of land. All you need to do maybe is just stake them as a collateral, and then you own that piece of property in the virtual world, like we lease out property in an offline world, right? So all these sort of different aspects and blocks, when they will come together in the form of NFTs, basically, right, they will essentially create the gateway, and that is what the gateway to the metaverse is gonna be, right? People will own these assets in the form of land, avatar. It could be a rare asset which is available only in that metaverse. Say, for example, if we talk about physical world or offline world, right? One of the way uh, the wealth of any piece of land or any country is determined is by looking at the natural resources which are available within that territory, right? So it could be this, it will be the same way in the metaverse as well, that what all resources that piece of land can get you back. In the same way, if it is not in some form of resource or mining, other things could be the location or the value of land, or maybe you own a piece of land. On that piece of land you build, or maybe you rent it out to somebody else, and that person builds a stadium, or an office building, a commercial space on top of it, and rent it out. So now you can see how in a virtual digital world, right, the aspects of the physical world, the economy that we all are part of and interact with, will slowly and steadily start replicating in the metaverse. And if, as and when, and it is not a question about if, as and when that happens, uh, there's going to be a lot of exponential growth that you're going to be seeing in the metaverse realm and NFT and DeFi realm. So do keep an eye out on all these three interesting concepts, and do keep on learning and exploring. Now, without wasting any further time, let's jump into the Bitcoin and Ethereum price analysis for this week. Okay. So I'm just going to share my screen back with you guys. Perfect. And now coming back to Bitcoin price analysis. So last week, the last time when we spoke, we were looking at Bitcoin's price analysis in the daily and the weekly chart. Okay. And on the daily chart, if you guys remember, we came, or we at least had a couple of observations to made last time, wherein we identified that one of the key thing Bitcoin has done is that it has broken the trend line. Okay, the trend which was supporting it throughout so far, back since uh, quite some long time. Yeah, back since at least March 2020, right? So this trend line, right? At least it's on a daily time frame, it's broken, right? Uh, what we need to see is whether this will be a false breakout or not. And for that, we will use couple of other observations which we'll be making in today's analysis. So apart from Bitcoin, coming out of this particular trend line, uh, another key thing that has happened is the uh, support level of around $48,850 mark as well. It's is being slowly and steadily breached. If you'll check here, right? So if you look at this price level, right, this was a key price level throughout Bitcoin's price movement from $30,000, $38,000 till $60,000 level mark, wherein starting at least March 21st, 2021, Bitcoin has been steadily holding above 48,900 mark. It did once back in around 3rd of March, then again a steady support around 25th of March, and then when Bitcoin broke below this support of $48,900 mark, then it was quite some resistance it faced around 21st of August till 19th of September, probably around for a month, around the same level before it, was able to break it successfully. So we are back to that particular level, and not just that, we are back now. We can see that this price level is also being broken, right? Bitcoin tried to get above the trend line, couldn't do that. Tried to get above the price level, couldn't do that. And there has been one, two, three rejections already at this level that Bitcoin is facing. Now, looking at this, if you have to make an observation from the current patterns or whatever is there right in front of you, two things you can identify. One of the thing is that RSI is still cooling down, right? And it since it is cooling down, it can cool down further at least to the point of 30 points. That's one thing to look at. However, it's not mandatory because any upward movement will change the RSI movement. But another key thing that you will need to look at is, in order for the price to as well, move in a certain direction, it will need some sort of support, right? And looking at the current levels, at least the levels that we have identified, the next level that you may be seeing for Bitcoin to hold will be around 41,000. $41,131. Okay, it's going to be this price level. uh, Fair resistance and support last time before Bitcoin broke above this particular level. So currently, looking at the daily price levels, Bitcoin has a free flow range available of close to 12.75% in the downside, towards the downside. But before we conclude that, or even uh, agree to that statement, let's just have a quick look at the weekly chart as well. And first, let me simplify the weekly chart, and then we will get into the price levels. So looking at the weekly chart is exactly is trying to hold a 30-day moving average. However, for the last 1 2 3 weeks, right, the weekly chart is trying to hold above the 30-day moving average, but not able to, because if you look at current candle as well, uh, we The Bitcoin's chart did manage to create a wick around till $45,775, and right now as well, it is just trying to hold at right at the 30-day moving average, which looking at the current momentum uh, might not sustain, and Bitcoin may end up losing this key level. If that happens, right? If that happens, then the next supporting average, right, which is the exponential moving average of 90 days, is around $39,000 mark, which is close to the level which we just discussed, right? Now, will it sustain this level or not? Uh, for those of you who didn't, check the last session, or this is maybe for the first time you are seeing it, then any violent movement, right, which we covered in the last week, was the movement that happened on 4th of December. Any violent movement before it makes, any further, before it reverses its direction and move into any in the opposite direction, right? The market usually tends to stabilize, cool down, hold down by moving in a sideways direction. And as we can see, post that, Bitcoin on a daily chart at least is moving on a sideways direction, right? uh, if this sideways direction will keep on creating lower lows, right? And what do we mean by lower lows? If you look at the last 3 days, if you look at this particular area, right? I'm going to zoom out. Yeah, if you look at this particular area, then you will see this was the first dip, right? Okay, this was the first dip, then Bitcoin price went up, then this was the second dip, price went up. This was the third dip. So every time you are seeing the lows that are being formed are lower than the previous one. Okay, so as long as the lower lows pattern continues, okay, which could be even further here as well, right, the higher the possibility is that Bitcoin will not be able to hold up to the level of uh, this key level of $47,000 mark. And post this, the next level we should be looking at or seeing at is around $41,000 level mark, right? So that being said, yes, in in the next week on Bitcoin, right, we may see further downtrend. Okay. Now coming back to Ethereum, and Ethereum more or less now is painting the same picture as Bitcoin. Okay. So Ethereum earlier was able to hold above this level of $4,000 mark, right? Now, last week, Ethereum has broken below, is not able to sustain it anymore. And if you look at the closest 30-day moving average for Ethereum, it is close to $3,200 mark, right? Any further movement upside, right, in Ethereum has to be sustained with at least by a 9-day moving average. If you look at the past uh, movement, right, the entire movement for Ethereum to go up, even from $300 till $3,700, right? The entire movement has been sustained above 9-day moving average, right? So it has to sustain in order to move sustain the momentum upwards. Ethereum has to do the same, which it is not able to. As you can see, the average, the closest moving average has been broken, and that puts the strain or the stress test for 30-day moving average, because uh, if you look at the last three uh, pullbacks, right? So last three pullbacks, Ethereum had to pull back towards 30-day moving average before gaining any traction to move forward. And that is what actually Ethereum has done so far. Okay. So, looking at Ethereum, the closest level or the nearest level should be around 3,200, $3,300 mark. And yes, we early identified the levels that we have identified are pretty big and huge in Ethereum. And before even Ethereum, let's say, hit 2,700, the first level or the next nearest level should be 3,300. That is as per the weekly analysis. Okay. Now let's get into the daily one and see what daily chart says. More or less, the picture would be the same, that the momentum is looking bearish on Ethereum, at least in the short term. As you can see, Ethereum again was not able to break above uh, the 30-day moving average, right? And there was one, two, three, four, and then the final rejection, like twice a rejection from the 90-day exponential moving average, right? So the price is not, when a price is not able to move in a direction, be it upward or be it downward, the price tends to move in the opposite direction, gain some momentum so that it can break that ceiling, which means if the price is not able to move upwards, it will pull back, it will come down, gain some traction at the bottom, and then be able to or try to break the ceiling, which it was not able to break off earlier. So looking at Ethereum now, the next immediate level that we should be seeing uh, should be here. Yeah, that's $3,300 mark. So for Ethereum as well, next week, the momentum will continue, or it looks continue, because there is no major support seems to be available, at least in this level. And if we'll just check that, yeah, close to 12%. So similar to Bitcoin, even Ethereum has close to a 12% downside uh, in the coming weeks, right? So that being said, do trade carefully, but at the same time, if you remember when we, uh, if not, then we did speak about this earlier in one of the crypto conversation, that one of the reason in this particular month we may be seeing sell off, or we may be seeing the market correcting, is because this is the last quarter of the year, right? And in the last quarter of the year, big institutions and businesses, they tend to square off their balance sheet and close their profits, book their profits, and do all sorts of adjustments, right? So how much of that is true or playing out in the real sense will we only be able to come to know by next month, because as much as this month is the last month of this year, next month is going to be the first year or the beginning of the next year or a new year, right? Wherein it will be the first month of the first quarter of a new year. So that year should bring, I mean, that month should will let us know, or should define what the traction will be for the upcoming year, for the month of for the year of 2022. And till that time, uh, keep an eye on the market, look closely at what is happening, what sort of news are coming, and if the sentiment is negative in the market, if the sentiment is positive in the market, all these sort of updates will help you uh, walk through or pass through this uncertainty in a very safe way. Another safest way is you simply take a systematic approach, wherein first of all, do not get into the market if you are uncomfortable, if you feel that, if you are uncomfortable losing any funds that you're going to put forward. And secondly, uh, break it down, right? Break down whatever amount that you are looking, maybe you are looking, trying forward to put in while this dip continues, right? So there is a popular notion that you all may have heard about, which is buy the dip, right? And what usually happens is the moment you see the first dip in the market, you end up getting into that dip and, buying it up. And post that, then the market dips further, right? And then further and further and further. So always remember, whenever a dip comes in, right? Yes, if it is a pretty violent wick wherein the candle, goes, let's say, till 41,000, but ends up closing the day at 48,000. Yes, in that case, you will end up missing quite a significant dip, because something of this sort, creates a difference of $7,000 straight away in the price of Bitcoin, right? But if you look on a macro trend, right, you will not be missing out much, because it's just a 20%, 10 plus minus 10, 20%, difference in that week and where the actual candle get closed. And on a macro length or a macro time frame, your gains will outsize that 20% mishap. However, just by keeping this extra security, or by simply making this one excuse of not just getting, into the market right at that dip, you will be able to at least observe what is happening in the market, right? Once the market takes a violent dip, the market will take some action in order to stabilize itself, will find some support before it turns the direction back up and start moving upwards, right? So take that time to observe the market, see what it is doing. It's the best time to carefully analyze uh, your position in the market. And when that happens, you will have, your conclusion in terms of when is the right time to buy the dip. So that being said, this brings to, the end of this session. And thank you all for everyone who has been a part of Crypto Conversation so far. This is the last episode of Crypto Conversation this year, this month. So we'll not be meeting up next week or the next week next to that. So would really like to wish all of you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year ahead. That being said, we will be coming back in the next month with the revamped content, with some new content, new structure for all of you guys. And before we let you all go, for those of you who are present here, or for those of you who will be seeing this session later today, tomorrow, or in future, there is a fun activity available for all of you, wherein 10 lucky winners do stand a chance of winning 200 INR worth of Bitcoin, right? And all that you need to do is simply post this session, okay? Not in the live chat, post this session in the comments. You just simply have to say, tell what is it that you feel like will be the closing price of Bitcoin next week. So next week is, when we say closing price of Bitcoin next week, that means 26th of December, right? 26th of December, when the Bitcoin's candle will close, right? What is going to be the closing price of Bitcoin's candle on 26th of December? You can send in your entries till Friday, which is 24th of December. Any entry post 24th of December will not be entertained. All you need to do is simply predict what Bitcoin's price is going to be on next Sunday, and 10 lucky winners will stand a chance to win 200 INR worth of Bitcoin. That being said, we will see you on New Year, though, with a yearly recap session that we'll be bringing in for all of you. So uh, enjoy your weekend ahead. Enjoy the festive season ahead. And we'll see you in the next one. And that we will see you very soon. So take care and bye bye, guys.